watching like this, so literal, I just got up because in today's little video, we're gonna go to a work day with me. I'm going to explain what I am, what I studied, what opportunities I have living in Cuba, doing what I am, and how all this is when you graduate from university. Hi, I'm Anita, a Cuban YouTuber. If you're new here, welcome to today's short video from Cuba, who talks to you about Cuba, about life in Cuba, and about the reality we live in Cuba. And as I already explained, we are going to see what I do on a weekday. From Monday to Friday is a normal work day in Cuba. What I do as an engineer, because I am an engineer. How much I earn, how I live, what I can buy. The lifestyle that a young engineer in Cuba can afford. So let's begin today's brief video without further introduction. I've already dressed, had breakfast, and I'm ready to go to work. It's about 8:30 in the morning. Here in Cuba, most jobs start at 8 in the morning. But I'm still not quite settled in this place. I'll explain my situation because, well, for you to know, I studied industrial engineering, which in many countries is very similar to business administration. That is, the industrial engineering that is studied here in Cuba. It's very similar to business administration, not the industrial engineering that is studied in other countries, because it's more about business management, knowing, being a leader in any process, and understanding any process of a company. So I took it when I finished high school, pre-university, I took this career. But well, one always imagines things, you know, like imagining a future, a big company, many of us. I remember the first day of class when they asked what your purpose was in choosing this career. And 90% of those studying in my classroom said they wanted to be managers of a hotel in Varadero. The reality is, after finishing university, you must complete your social service. For women, it's 3 years, and for men, it's 2 because, well, the men have already done a year of military service. I am currently still doing the social service. This is so that my degree is valid here in Cuba. And when I finish this service, I can work in any company here in Cuba. Many don't even do the social service because they don't want to work in any company. They prefer to go private because the state doesn't yield results. What they also do is take these careers and then they leave the country, you legalize it, and out there you might be able to use it. Also, to work as an engineer, those are like the priorities. They change a lot from when we entered first year to how we are now. Because with a state salary, you can't live. As always, my channel is from my point of view, my experience, and I'm going to tell you about it. But you're going to have to wait because I have to go to work. I'm going to take you with me a little bit around the city, the area where I work. I'm going to be showing you what everything is like. And well, I just want to tell you that this is recent. Where I am, I'm not even there yet. In a square, I'm not even fixed because I spent a lot of time without working because the place where I had to do social service, they told me it's mandatory, you have to go there. That was a pretty complicated place I had to go. They told me it was mandatory and but I wasn't satisfied being there. I didn't feel happy, honestly. Being there, I decided to leave. I'm not working there anymore. The salary was very good that everyone told me, how are you going to leave if you have a good salary? Despite the high salary, I wasn't happy. I didn't feel good there, I didn't want to, and then I spent about 2 years and I left. Right now I have almost a year of social service left. I already found a place where I'm going to be now for a while to finish my social service. And once I finish it, honestly, I don't know, but well, right now I'm going to take you with me a little bit around the city, and when I get back from work, we're going to talk a little bit more about this, about how much I earn, about how much a recent engineering graduate in Cuba earns, about how they can live. So stay here. Before I leave, please consider subscribing to my channel by clicking the little red button below. If you've watched this far, why not subscribe? It's totally free and it helps me a lot. And look what I found walking down Narvaez Street, 2 manatees. If you don't know what a manatee is, here in Cuba we call this little animal that I'm showing you here by that name. I've never encountered these animals, but I know they're often here. I'm heading back home now. And to tell them that transportation in Cuba is terrible. And I'm gonna have to take a bus so I don't have to walk. But lately I always have to walk because it's too bad. Hello, my treasure. Hello, my dear. Oh well, I finally arrived home. In the end, I managed to catch some transportation, but look at how I arrive, all sweaty, all disheveled, because it's so hot here. I'm going to tell you all about how much I charge, how I distribute my salary, and if it's enough to live on, which is a complicated issue. But before that, I'm going to prepare a little snack. I ate a ham sandwich on the street and had some juice. Everything is quite pricey. It's not feasible to eat out every day because it's very expensive and your money goes away immediately. And I'm going to be showing you, it's going to be a thing, the first thing I find. Don't imagine it's going to be a super snack. The first thing I find there, some croquettes or some eggs, I don't know, whatever it is, that's what I'm going to prepare. I want to tell you that last night for dinner, I didn't make beans or anything. I made this delicious little soup with rice from the package they sent me. It's super tasty without needing any additional salt or seasoning. The flavors are perfect and I absolutely loved it. If you missed the previous video, check it out. They sent me a package with various small items, including this little soup. This here in Cuba we don't have, they sent me 3. Now I only have 2 left. And now we're going to the part where I'm going to tell you in detail what life is like for any engineer in this country. Of course, this is from my point of view, and I know that from my point of view, there are many young people going through the same thing. They might be about to finish university and are imagining a world in the workforce, very different from how it actually is. Like it happened to me. You go out with hopes and dreams, but you collide with the real world, because ever since I was born, I grew up hearing, I studied at the university. Maybe one day the pyramid will be inverted here. That means that professionals will truly have a good lifestyle. And then when salaries went up, a lot of people got their hopes up. The pyramid was supposed to be inverted, but prices started rising, making it all for nothing. Now I'll tell you about my life as an engineer and my earnings. Until recently, I had a job with a good salary. But I decided, well, when I was in that job, I was the only one working at home because my boyfriend was still in university studying. He graduated and went on to do social service. But at the same time as he graduates and starts working, I decide to leave my job because I wasn't happy. I wasn't content there. What's the point of life if you're not happy with what you do? So I decided to leave it and for a while start looking for another job. And well, I was presented with several offers. But until now, I was waiting until this one appeared. The salary of a trained person in Cuba is 3,810 pesos. Considering how the dollar is and how things really are on the street, that's $38. In other words, the salary of a newly graduated engineer, a newly graduated lawyer, a professional, is 3,810 pesos, $38. Now, I still don't earn here. We have been living off a salary for a few months. But well, let's count as if I earn money. So you can imagine, if with 2 salaries, it's not going to be enough for anything. Imagine with 1, which right now I'm with 1. I plan to have 2 salaries in the future, totaling 7,610 pesos, or $76 I pay rent because I live in a rented place, which is one way to be independent in Cuba. Living independently means renting a house. I don't have anyone to give me a house. Rents are very high.
Rents in Cuba are extremely high, starting from 3,000 pesos and upwards. Some landlords even ask for rent in dollars, ranging from 50 to 100 MLS, which is equivalent to 10,000 pesos. However, I managed to find a unique rental arrangement that allows me to pay only 2,000 pesos for now. When it comes to food in Cuba, the situation is...
I can explain it to you. Now I'll tell you the food prices. At the end, I'll tell you the total. Everything I bought in a month, in total, equivalent to what would be 2 salaries of a newly graduated engineer in Cuba. Buying a bottle of oil, assuming you spend only 1 little bottle of oil a month, 600 pesos. Buying a package of chicken costs 600 pesos. Groceries from the bodega, including rice and beans, cost 150 pesos, which doesn't last the whole month. Chicken breasts are only sold in dollars. They're not paying us in dollars. You have to buy it on the street. It would be 1,400 pesos since it costs 14 moneda libremente convertible. $14. It would be 1,400 pesos. Buying vegetables for the month, vegetables, tubers, etc. I think I spend about 500 pesos a month on that because it's also super expensive. Buying a package of minced meat and a package of sausages for the month would be 300 pesos. Pork meat, the pound, is 200 pesos. I suppose I bought 3 pounds for the month. It cost me 600 pesos. And the eggs, a fillet with 30 eggs, that is a small carton of eggs that brings 30. They cost 600 pesos as well. That goes up. Prices rise daily. I choose either pork or eggs because I can't buy both. And another thing, as young people who sometimes want to go out, enjoy, stroll, the other day I went to a bar with my partner and I spent 1,800 pesos in one night. In one night to have 2 or 3 drinks and maybe eat something. 1,800 pesos and a coffee is already 100 pesos. A coffee in Cuba, 100 pesos. So going out one night, you can't go out 2-3 nights. All that I told you. I didn't even tell you to buy shampoo, conditioner, soap. I didn't tell you any of that. All that I told you came out to a total of 7,950 pesos. That is 79, almost $80. And how much do engineers earn? $76. Many of us get frustrated and don't want to continue studying. Young Cubans reject social service and university education, opting for alternative career paths with higher earnings potential. There are other ways in which you can earn more, and not being a professional or a university graduate in Cuba does not guarantee you a good lifestyle and being able to enjoy. I want you to tell me what you think of all this that I discussed with you now. What is your opinion? Let me know in the comments and tell me what the life of an engineer is like from the country you see me from. And I want you to know that with all these explanations, it's not a complaint. Not at all. I am a very happy person who always looks for solutions, always looks for the best in life, but I always communicate to you the reality, and this is the reality of many young Cubans here in Cuba. And so that's what I convey. Of course, many of us look for other ways to make money in many ways that exist to make money to have a better lifestyle. Today I'm going to make peas. These are the peas, these little grains, and they are made like a stew, like a broth. You add water, some meat bone, which I don't have, but well, it doesn't matter. And they are made because I had a subscriber who, when I made the street food, the video of street food, didn't know what peas were. Well, look, this is it. In the peas, I added a drop of oil and I added sausage and salt, the sausage to give it flavor. People add a piece of meat, chorizo, whatever they find that has a strong flavor to make it tastier. And I'm going to give them about an hour and a half, 90 minutes. This is how this pea stew turns out. I also added pumpkin because the pumpkin came later. And I always add to almost everything to the meats this seasoning that brings little herbs. Let's try it. Oh, and you also have to add salt to taste as you like the salt in. Today's little meal, I think you like it. When I cook food today, I didn't show you as much as what I cooked. But well, the peas, yes, because it's a different dish I made. Come on. Look at how the peas turned out, how delicious. They turned out quite thick. That's how we eat them here in Cuba with rice. And well, I'm going to sleep because tomorrow I have to get up early for another day of work, another one in my life, so I say goodbye. I send you a little kiss. I'm going to leave some videos here a video, and here a playlist, and here in the middle the little subscribe button so you can subscribe and watch the videos. I send you a big kiss. Bye.